The following is a production of Texas Lutheran University. For more information, please visit tlu.edu.
The Lord be with you. And also with you. Let us pray. Almighty Lord, known by many names, heard in many voices, we invoke your presence with us this evening. This evening we celebrate the accomplishments of those who are receiving their degrees, of those who begin new chapters in their lives. We invoke your blessings upon them. There are those here who have passed through Texas Lutheran University and seldom looked right or left. There are those who have struggled and arrived here battered and bruised. Make each mindful, we pray, of what they have accomplished. Let success mend self-esteem and give perspective to achievement. Bless as well those who have supported them in their work, in the classroom, at home, and on the way. Professors who have given of themselves in ways that will only be understood with the passage of time, families who have sacrificed much, friends who learned from them and taught them as only peers can. Make us ever mindful of those on whose shoulders we all stand, as well as those who follow in our path. Even as we celebrate accomplishments and transitions, may we continue to seek wisdom. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Amen.
Please be seated. And good evening. I have the great privilege, as president of Texas Lutheran University, to welcome you to this commencement ceremony. This is my third May commencement, and each year we've been challenged by unpredictable weather. And each year the staff has come through. So let's show our appreciation for our grounds crew and facility staff for getting this place ready once again. We are here to launch the Texas Lutheran class of 2014. Earning a university degree is no small achievement, and you and your families are justifiably proud. We are too. But you would not be here without a large network of supporters, starting with your families. This is their night to celebrate too. So welcome parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, and uncles of our graduates. Over the past weeks, doubtless you have thought back about your time at Texas Lutheran, and most of it is filled with happy memories, we hope, but certainly there were times when you were tested and may have been close to packing it in. That you stayed the course says a lot about your character, but you would not have finished without the unwavering support from faculty and staff that motivated and counseled you each step along the path leading to this evening. So let's thank and welcome our Texas Lutheran faculty and staff. Many of you were encouraged to come to TLU by people who had gone before, and many of you are legacies, children or grandchildren of graduates of the university. They are here to welcome you to the ranks of the alumni, so a special welcome this evening to TLU alumni. And of course, none of us would be here today if it were not for the leadership and careful stewardship of the Board of Regents. So let me recognize the regents that are here this evening. Richard Mansky, Jennifer Dillingham, Vern Lundquist, and Chair of the Board, Robin Melvin. Welcome and thank you, regents. All of us are honored and delighted that tonight's commencement address will be delivered by one of the most recognized and recognizable voices in America. We are honored to welcome Vern Lundquist back to his alma mater. Vern's career has been a steady source of pride for Texas Lutheran. Tonight's graduates can learn a lot from his professionalism. Vern gives 100% preparation and concentration, whether he's calling Auburn, Alabama, Tiger Woods at the Masters, Olympic figure skating, or a preseason game for the Denver Broncos. He is the broadcaster's broadcaster. Vern is also an inspiration for us graduates who aren't so new. 5 decades after leaving TLC, Vern's career is still ascending, with appreciation growing for his understated style and unique ability to connect with partners and audience. In just the last year, a featured article in Sports Illustrated, a documentary that we'll be partly filming tonight about Vern by CBS. And just this week, Vern received the very prestigious Vin Scully Award for Lifetime Achievement at Fordham University. And I think it's worth repeating the previous 6 winners, who were Vin Scully, Ernie Harwell, Dick Enberg, Al Michaels, Pat Summerall, and Bob Costas, and now TLU's own Vern Lundquist. Praise from his professional colleagues. Mike and Mike said on their morning show following the Masters this year, "If I ever do anything really impressive, I want Vern Lundquist to describe it." But I like this quote from sports writer Brian Phillips, and that describes best, I think, why Vern Lundquist is here tonight and deserving of university honors, and why he's so appreciated at this time especially. Phillips writes, "College sports is broken all to hell, and a couple of announcers making you feel nice about a power forward can't change that. The existence of Vern Lundquist is no substitute for reform. But this is also true. There are still some things about college sports that are worth preserving from cynicism. Most of those things have to do with the people who play the games and with the games themselves. And that's where Lundquist and Bill Raftery have their balcony show. On the human side of a sport that often's not human enough, in the momentary joy of it all. Bringing joy to others could not be a more worthy calling for a Lutheran college graduate. Honored guests and class of 2014, I give you Vern Lundquist, Texas Lutheran College, class of 1962.
I will try to live up to all of that. Dr. and Mrs. Dorsey, members of the Board of Regents, distinguished guests, students, parents, and above all, graduates of 2014, thank you. What a privilege it is to be invited back to a university I love and from which I received a diploma more than 50 years ago. As a matter of fact, it's been a day of reminiscence, and I recall the first time I stood on this lawn. It was an early September morning, 1958, and I was about to begin my freshman year here. We were gathered in front of the chapel for a brief worship service. It was called compulsory convocation. Some of you classmates remember this. 8 o'clock, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Attendance was mandatory. Roll call was taken, and punishments were meted out for unexcused absences. Well, times have changed. That rule has disappeared, along with a couple of other rules that were applicable to the student body of that era. To be asked to speak at a commencement is a special privilege, but to be asked to speak at the commencement of your alma mater takes that honor into the stratosphere. And so it is for me tonight. But there's a paradox, I think, in that we are called upon to give you graduates some idea of what you might expect as you leave this campus. The paradox comes, as NPR host Ira Glass said a couple of years ago, this is a speech intent on inspiration, but it's a moment that calls for no inspiration because, my gosh, all of you have labored so hard. Most of you for 4 years, some of you a little longer, but here you are about to enter the next chapter of your lives. So you're anxious to come here, get a handshake, receive your diploma, and charge off the stage into the rest of your lives. But if you will, with your concurrence, we're going to observe tradition for the next couple of moments. I'm quite certain that as you contemplate the future tonight, you're filled with optimism and anticipation, and that is as it should be. But I'm also guessing that there are some thoughts of doubt, maybe a little anxiety, that are coursing through your heads. That's so understandable because these are uncertain times. What I am absolutely certain of is that at this moment, who you are and what you are has nothing to do with who you will become and what you will become. If you don't mind, I'd like to offer my experience as a small example. Armed with a major in sociology and a minor in history from this university, I had no earthly idea what I wanted to do next. And so, quite logically, I think, I entered the seminary. I enrolled at the Lutheran School of Theology in Rock Island, Illinois, a school from which my father had earned his diploma and was ordained into the Lutheran ministry in 1944. I worked as a disc jockey across the river in Davenport, Iowa to help pay the bills, doing a late night radio show. I guess, to use the parlance of the time, I just wanted to find myself. Well, what I found out really quickly, as a matter of fact, is that I had no business in the Lutheran School of Theology. Nevertheless, I did complete the semester, and among the credit hours I earned, 24 of them to be exact, were 3 hours of homiletics, the art of preaching, 3 hours of eschatology, the study of the last things, and most significantly, 6 hours of Greek, none of which has been particularly effective in calling Alabama-Auburn football, or doing Duke-Kentucky basketball, or sitting at the tower at the 16th hole of the Masters. Nevertheless, I do know this, that no matter, the wind is blowing. No matter what options you choose, options are offered, doors open and close, choices are made, and choices with consequences. In my case, a door opened in the summer of 1963, and I walked through it. And because I did, I've been involved in sports television, coming up on 51 years, 19 in local TV, and a total of 32 at CBS. It's something that I wish for all of you, to find something you love to do to earn a living. But no matter what it be, art, music, economics, science, medicine, education, journalism, or something else, I hope that you love what you do to earn a living and that it brings you joy. But there's a big yellow caution sign by the side of the road. Don't let what you do to earn a living dictate who you are. It's fine, I think, to go after some of the accoutrements of life, to purchase. Don't let what you do in the pursuit of a paycheck, the quest for a promotion, a bigger house, a faster car, don't let those things dictate the person you are. They're fine as the accoutrements of life, but they shouldn't be the essence of it. I would ask you to put real meaning in your life and round yourself out. Become a more complete person. There's an old adage that I find very true. No man on his deathbed was ever heard to say, "Gosh, I wish I'd spent more time at the office." When I look back at the 4 wonderful years spent on this campus, I have a lot of memories of classes and professors. In particular, I have vivid recollections of Dr. Harry Bischoff, who taught biology, and my quest to get at least a C or C- out of him so I could get the credit hours and graduate. In my thoughts, Dr. Bischoff is the absolute definition of mercy. But of all the courses and all the profs, the most life-altering endeavor in which I was involved during 4 years here was extracurricular. It was my time spent with the Texas Lutheran College Choir. It kindled in me a love of music, be it choral, classical, or country and western, that has enriched our lives, Nancy's and mine, in ways that are almost inexplicable. It helped to round us out and make us more complete. A colleague of mine who was a soloist with the choir is here tonight, still going in an operatic fashion after all these years. And so it's great to welcome back Perry Price. I would hope that all of you live a life of curiosity, that you visit every part of this wonderful country. It truly is, from sea to shining sea, America the Beautiful. I would hope that you have a curiosity to expand your horizons, to visit China, Japan, India, see Africa, see Europe. It will make you more complete. It reminds me of the story of a colleague of mine who really had no interest whatsoever in getting beyond his confined life. As a matter of fact, his name is Steve Shear. He knows I tell this story. He told me once that his idea of an absolutely perfect vacation day would be sitting near the sports betting par with a tall glass of orange juice and a USA Today sports page at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Not exactly exploring the universe. So this involves Steve. He's now the senior producer for basketball at Fox Sports. In 1994, 20 years ago, we had the best assignment I think I've ever been given. The World Swimming and Diving Championships, 16 days in Rome, Italy. 16 days. Most of us were thrilled to have the assignment, and we explored the city in ways we never had a chance to do after that. Steve didn't want to be there. His idea of perfection in Europe was to find a McDonald's around the corner. So one morning early in the day, his assignment was to go out with a camera crew and shoot what we call scenics. They're background shots for the billboards going in and out of commercial and so on. And Steve came in, I happened to be in the office when he came in with his camera crew, and he asked the producer, Bob Dicus, well, what do you want me to do? Go shoot scenics. Well, what is there to shoot in Rome? So Bob said, start in the south of town. There's a big Colosseum. Go there first. On your way back in, the Roman Forum, you might want to get some visuals there. Listen, there are a lot of fountains in this city. Sometimes people throw coins in them. There's the Spanish Steps. There'll be students up and down. Downtown in the heart of the city is a big building with a hole in the roof. It's called the Pantheon. Get that. And listen to me carefully. On the other side of the river, big church. Get that. And Steve, listen to this. We have made special arrangements with the CBS News office for you to meet a Vatican press representative at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not going to be allowed inside without the visitors there, but nevertheless, you've got 10 minutes to go in and get video of the Sistine Chapel. Off he went, came back 5 o'clock in the afternoon like an excited puppy dog. My gosh, the Colosseum. Did you know they killed Christians with lions there? How about the Vatican? Julius Caesar walked on that ground. We found the church with a hole in it. We found the Spanish Steps, and I swear I saw somebody throw 3 coins in one of the fountains. That's not a line that goes over well when you screw it up like that. And he said, we did find the big church. And Bob Dicus said, anything go wrong? He said, well, yeah. We were a little late for the meeting with the Vatican press officer. And candidly, I was confused because I didn't know which one of those 16 chapels you wanted pictures of. I trust each of you understand that you're going to have some heartache in your life. You've got to be resilient. The inescapable truth is that you're going to be slapped around. There are going to be some heartaches both personally and professionally. A couple of examples. Before my junior year here, I applied for a weekend announcing position at KWED down on Court Street. The station manager then is here tonight. His name is Stan McKenzie, and we had a chance to laugh about this story last night, so he knows that I'm going to tell it. I applied for the job, and Stan McKenzie did not hire me. He chose a fellow classmate of mine named Larry Bremer. Well, God loved Stan, and he does. The next year, Stan did give me the job, and it was the first professional job I ever had. I wound up spending 16 years as a sports director at WFAA in Dallas. I got the job on my 3rd try. You're going to need a little persistence and some obstinacy. I lost the job to another fella in 1965, lost it again when he left to another fella from Temple in 1966. But perhaps in a 50-year career in sports television, the most devastating thing that happened to me was in the early 80s when I was told after 8 years as a part of ABC Sports, I was not going to be renewed with my contract. I was devastated because I so wanted to become a network play-by-play guy, and I thought that was going to be my last chance. A tiny, tiny door opened at CBS, and I edged through it sideways. I took a chance, they took a chance on me, fresh start, and I have been there for 32 years. In that vein, I would hope that you'll take some risks as you move on to the next phase of your life. I do believe that introspection, meditation, and contemplation are very important in a well-lived life. But I also think there are times you need to shatter a little glass to kick in the door, to take a leap, to take a risk. Now, I smile because I realize there are limits on that advice. I don't know that I would want my brain surgeon coming to me in the morning of the operation and saying, I think I'm going to take some risks today. I would urge you to live a life of trust. Mark Lewis, a professor of clinical psychology at the University of Texas, tells this story. The great Blondine, the inventor of the High Wire Act, walked across Niagara Falls on a tightrope during the summer of 1859. 5,000 people were there. Blondine passed halfway across, balanced, did a backflip, landed perfectly, and completed his walk. Well, word spread. And he did his walk throughout the summer in a variety of ways. On stilts, blindfolded, with chains, and at the end of the summer, he decided to conclude his exhibition by pushing a wheelbarrow across the Niagara Falls chasm. Enormous crowd gathered below. He stood up about to step on the wire and looked down and to the crowd said, "Do you all believe that I can push this wheelbarrow across the rope?" Every hand shot up. He picked out one guy in particular and he said, "You, sir, do you believe I can do it?" "Yes, I do." "Are you certain?" "Yes, I'm certain." "Are you absolutely certain?" "Absolutely certain." "Thank you, sir. Will you please come up here and get in the wheelbarrow?" At some point, you're going to need to get in the wheelbarrow. I hope you live a shared life, a life of community. There's nothing quite as rewarding as selflessness compared to selfishness. Try as best you can to live a life of giving. Share with your spouse, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your city, most specifically your country. Be there for people. At a banquet in New York recently, Fisher DeBerry, who is a retired football coach at the Air Force Academy, told all of us, if you ever see a turtle on top of a fence post, I can guarantee you he did not get there by himself. I want to take just a moment to say how thrilled I was. Nancy and I had a chance to go with Dr. Dorsey and Michelle through the new athletic complex today, the on-campus athletic facilities. I love the idea that Robin Melvin, the chairman of the Board of Regents and the Regents, Dr. Dorsey and our athletic director, Bill Miller, had the vision to get that done. It's wonderful. And Nancy and I will be here on September 6th when the Bulldogs and Coach Danny Padron play their home opener against Sul Ross. As I mentioned a while ago, my dad was a preacher. I grew up in a parsonage, and that meant we were in church every Sunday for all of my adolescence and on into adulthood. And my dad taught me inadvertently the definition of optimism. Optimism came when my father said, "And in conclusion," and you put your shoes back on. So, risking everything, in conclusion, I want to share with you one story, absolutely true, that involves athletics and to a slight degree academics. This was in the late 70s. We were doing a college football telecast between Brigham Young University and Utah State University. BYU at the time, they became very, very good. They had 6 players who went into the National Football League. They were 5-0. Utah State was 4-1, so we thought we'd have a good game. It was on a beautiful late October afternoon in the Cache Valley in Logan, Utah, but it turned out to be a disaster for Utah State. Now, full house at the start of the day, but BYU scored 28 points in the first quarter of the game. At the half, they were leading 42-3. They changed to the second and third teams, but they were inexorable that day. And the hours grew long. The game finally wound up going in excess of 4 hours, and the stands emptied and the shadows began to fall. But one elderly lady was sitting all by herself in the north end zone, and it became obvious that her grandson was playing for Utah State. Our director, Joe Assetti, took an ISO shot of her, isolated, and so you could see the well-earned lines in her face, the shawl over her head, the coat as she huddled against the increasing chill. And he lingered on this shot. And I'm trying to think of something appropriate to say when Joe Assetti pushed the key down in which he talked to me. And he said, "She was a freshman when this game started." You all are no longer freshmen. I'm so proud for you. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much. I forgot that part.
Bravo. Well, Vern, I think your father would be proud. That's how homiletics kicked in a little bit this evening. As you know, your alma mater is very proud of you, your outstanding career as a radio and television sports broadcaster. And so we're going to present you this evening with the highest honor that we can, an honorary doctoral degree. And to assist with this presentation, I'm asking Ms. Robin Melvin, Chair of the TLU Board of Regents, to join. I'd also like Nancy to stand as we present Vern with his honorary degree. We don't know if this will bring you a pay raise at CBS if they pay by degree.
There's no chance.
But
Now you're talking Jim Nance.
we hope you insist that Jim and Bill Raftery call you Dr. Lundquist from now on. And so, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the Articles of Incorporation and Bylaws of Texas Lutheran University, upon recommendation of the faculty, and with the approbation of the Board of Regents, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, presented this 10th day of May, 2013. Congratulations, Dr. Lundquist.
Robin Melvin just whispered to me, you can think of it this way, you're now a 2014 graduate. So, absolutely true story. I've worked with so many wonderful and celebrated people over the years in the National Football League, the NBA, the NCAA, and now with Gary Danielson and Bill Raftery in college football and basketball. On Wednesday of this week, I got a phone call from Dan Fouts, who remains a dear friend of mine and was a colleague for 4 years. And he said, I just found out that you're doing the commencement speech at Texas Lutheran. And I said, true. And Dan started laughing, and he said, are they going to give you an honorary doctorate? And I said, yes, they are. And he said, I love you, bro, but I'm never, ever, ever going to call you doctor. Well, this is indeed a wonderful honor, and I'm so appreciative. Dr. Dorsey, thank you, Robin, and the rest of you here on stage. Thank you, guys, very, very, very much.
Now I'll ask Mr. Hal Wolf, TLU class of 1977 and president of the TLU Alumni Association, to come forward for special presentations from the association.
think of the hardest thing you'll do today, tomorrow, and next week, and think of me, because it couldn't be harder than following Vern Lundquist. My name is Hal Wolf, president of the TLU Alumni Association. I'm a 1977 graduate, husband of a 1980 graduate, and our daughter will walk the stage this evening as a 2014 graduate. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors and TLU alumni everywhere, it is my honor and privilege to extend congratulations and best wishes to this graduating class of 2014. Graduates, if you haven't already noticed, college graduation is a big deal. It's something to be celebrated, cherished, and remembered. 37 years ago this month, I received my degree on this chapel lawn. In reminiscing, I recall vividly several memories from my first semester of college. There I was, an 18-year-old from a farming community west of Minneapolis, Minnesota. My high school was small, and I had worked hard to graduate valedictorian of my class of 67 students. Two things happened that first semester to give me an attitude adjustment. First, when discussing my high school accomplishments, a wise man asked, "So you finished first of 67, huh?" "Yes, sir," I replied. He said, "You know, you weren't that far from the bottom." Second, I took Dr. Louis Bittrick's honors English class. His syllabus said to read a short story the first day of class. I did. There was a surprise test. I got an F. But over that semester, the entire college experience, and especially Dr. Bittrick's class, caused me to engage in critical thinking and to be much more creative than I'd ever been in high school. Eventually, something clicked, and my last test grade from Dr. Bittrick was an A. My point is that the importance of creativity and ideas simply cannot be overstated. Graduates, listen. In the United States, we produce ideas much more than we produce things. Stuart, listen to this as an economist. This concept is referred to as the economics of ideas, where producing ideas is the main way to grow the economy, and knowledge itself becomes a form of economic capital. Think about it for a moment. There are 3 primary colors, 7 musical notes, and 10 numbers. Yet when you add creativity to the mix, the results are artists creating symphonies and masterpieces of indescribable beauty, scientists harnessing the power of the sun and sending a spaceship out of our solar system, and us tonight enjoying the sights and the sounds of the pageantry that is graduation. I am confident, as all of you graduates should also be, that your time at TLU has given you a solid academic and social foundation and really has prepared you to launch. J. Earl Schoaf, an American entrepreneur and philosopher, says, "Let's not be moons, the reflector of the light. Let's be suns. Let's be the creator of the light, the creator of ideas. We all have the capacity." In addition to Vern Lundquist, there are 2 other alumni here today who have chosen to be sons and the creator of ideas, and I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing both of them. Each year, alumni who exemplify the TLU mission as a community of faith, learning, and service to others are recognized for their accomplishments. As products of a TLU education, these alumni have learned boldly and have lived to inspire long after leaving campus. As graduates, you are now part of the Alumni Association that has more than 10,000 members across the country. I encourage you to become involved with your alma mater by attending alumni events, coming back for homecoming, and making a gift to support TLU when you are able. Earlier this evening, President Dorsey presented alumni awards to 2 outstanding and very deserving alumni. The first was the Distinguished Alumni Award, which recognizes those individuals who have established an outstanding record of professional, personal, and civic achievements, which bring inspiration not only to alumni, but also to their peers and current undergraduate students. The recipient of the 2014 TLU Distinguished Alumni Award is Al Silva. Al is COO of Labatt Food Company, the 10th largest broadline food service distributor nationally. He's a 1978 graduate of Texas Lutheran College in secondary education and was all-conference in basketball in the Big State Conference. He was named Outstanding Young Graduate of Texas Lutheran in 1991. Al was on the Alamo Heights ISD Board of Trustees for 9 years and served as chair and was president of the board in 2005. In 2006, Governor Rick Perry appointed Al as a regent for the University of North Texas. He was reappointed in 2011 and is the chairman of the Academics Affairs Committee, a member of the Ad Hoc Committee, and the 21st Commission Committee at UNT. He is past board chairman of the Board of Directors of Youth Orchestras of San Antonio, also a past board chairman of the Good Samaritan Community Services. He is founding chair of Generation Texas, San Antonio. The Outstanding Young Alumni Award recognizes those individuals who have accomplished or who have graduated within the past 10 years for outstanding service and accomplishments. The recipient of the 2014 TLU Outstanding Young Alumni Award is Eloy Martinez. Eloy is currently staff director for the Senate Democratic Steering and Outreach Committee in our nation's capital. He graduated from TLU in 2002 with a double major in Communication Studies and English and was the former director of governmental relations for the communications firm Terracom. He was also the former director of communications at the National Hispanic Foundation for the Arts. Eloy credits TLU with giving him the tools to cope with the challenges he faced as he climbed the professional ladder. His message to graduates is, don't let the fact you attended a small university limit or discourage you. TLU graduates can prove themselves as much as anybody. Eloy? Please join me in giving one last round of applause for these outstanding alumni.
Are we ready? Will the Vice President for Academic Affairs please present the candidates for degrees?
Will the candidates for the Master of Accountancy degree who have completed their work during the 2014 spring semester please rise? Mr. President, those persons whose names appear on the program under the heading of Master of Accountancy degree have satisfied the requirements of that degree during the academic year. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that each be granted this degree. Now, will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree, the Bachelor of Business Administration degree, the Bachelor of Music degree, or the Bachelor of Science degree who have completed their work during the 2014 spring semester please rise? Mr. President, those persons whose names appear on the program under the appropriate headings have satisfied the requirements for those degrees during the academic year. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that each be granted the appropriate degree.
Then, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the Articles of Incorporation and Bylaws of Texas Lutheran University, upon recommendation of the faculty and with the approbation of the Board of Regents, I confer the degree of Master of Accountancy, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, the degree of Bachelor of Music, or the degree of Bachelor of Science upon the students who have completed the requirements for their respective degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. In testimony thereof, I will give a diploma to each and direct that they present themselves.
Professional photographs will be taken as the diplomas are received. You are welcome to take your own photographs. We only ask that you do not block the aisles as the graduates return to their seats. And now, the candidates will please present themselves as their names are called. For the Master of Accountancy, these candidates are also each receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Thomas D. Anderson. Megan Dawn Carmichael, cum laude. Caleb Seth Yanasek.
I gotta take a selfie.
Rachel Lynn Keel, magna cum laude.
Rachel, congratulations.
Kellen Matthew McGriff, cum laude.
Well done, Kellen.
Reese Lee Roselle.
Congratulations, Reese.
Jeffrey A. Spillane, Jr.
Much better. Congratulations.
Samantha K. Strager.
All right, it's really tough. Congratulations.
Joel Ryan Vinciguerra, cum laude.
So congratulations.
For the Bachelor of Arts, Cody Harrison Adams.
Cody, congratulations.
Grace S. Avila.
Grace, congratulations.
Harley Gail Bates, summa cum laude.
Congratulations, Harley.
Carolyn J. Baker.
Congratulations,
Skylar
Carolyn.
Wayne Baker.
Well done, Skylar. Congratulations.
Ashley Ray Burtz, summa cum laude.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Taylor Austin Collins.
Taylor, congratulations.
Kelsey Elizabeth Cooper, cum laude.
Kelsey, congratulations.
William Cooper, cum laude.
William, congratulations.
Allison Lee Kopic, magna cum laude.
Allison, congratulations.
Patricia Elaine Crochet, summa cum laude.
Well done, Patricia.
Victoria Lynn Ender. Molly Elizabeth Gorey, in absentia. Orlando Umberto Guerrero.
Orlando, congratulations.
Jacqueline Denise Hadnot, cum laude, receiving 2 Bachelor of Arts degrees.
Congratulations, Chip. Congratulations.
Catherine Victoria Hovland. William Kyle Johnson.
Kyle, congratulations.
Justin Michael Jolivet, cum laude.
Congratulations, Justin.
Jordan Elizabeth Kapazinski.
Hey, Jordan, congratulations.
Jennifer Lorraine Kopetic, summa cum laude, receiving 2 Bachelor of Arts degrees.
Well done, Jennifer.
Samantha Dawn Kuykendall.
Congratulations, Samantha.
Cora Beth Lambert.
Well done, Cora. Congratulations.
Unchali Bernina Logan.
Congratulations.
Victoria May Long.
Congratulations, Victoria. Well done.
Melissa Ray Longoria.
Congratulations, Melissa.
Sean Justin Lynch, cum laude.
Well done, Sean.
Valenico Mali Madrano, magna cum laude, receiving 2 Bachelor of Arts degrees.
Well done. Congratulations, Eagle.
Rika Ann Mielering.
Rika, congratulations.
Ryan Xavier Montalvo.
Rika, Ryan.
E. Hope Moon.
Elizabeth, congratulations.
Jordan Marie Mundine.
Jordan, congratulations.
Kenna Danae Nitch, summa cum laude. Megan Renee Ochoa.
Megan, congratulations. Well done.
Gregory James Ramirez.
Gregory, congratulations. Big Rudy son.
Jonathan Redisel, summa cum laude.
Jonathan, congratulations. Well done.
Elizabeth Scarlett Ruiz.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Maticila Cortez Soto.
Marcel, congratulations. Well done.
Ryan Scott Sozi.
Congratulations, Ryan. Well done.
Alexandria Renee Spears.
Congratulations, Alexander.
Haley Elizabeth Spence.
Kaylee, congratulations. Well done.
Sky A. Tays.
Congratulations.
Caitlin Tomlinson.
Well done, Caitlin.
Rolando R. Vega.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Rolando.
Jonathan Forrest Wales, summa cum laude.
Well done, Forrest. Congratulations.
Sarah Walsh.
Congratulations. Well done, Sarah.
Cody Webb.
Cody, congratulations.
Elissa Marie Wellnitz, magna cum laude.
Good for you, Alyssa. Congratulations.
Brandy Lee Wells. Joseph Ray Zakara.
Joseph, congratulations.
For the Bachelor of Business Administration, Stephen Blake Bayless.
Steve, congratulations. Well done.
Brianna Jean Burnett, cum laude.
Well done, Brianna.
Lauren Chacon.
Lauren, congratulations.
Adam Wayne Cooper.
Adam, congratulations.
Olivia Nicole Cortez.
Well done, Olivia. Congratulations. Oh, love to hear it.
Alyssa Diane Cray, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Herman.
Catherine, well done.
Marta Louise Hinkle, cum laude.
Marta, congratulations.
Jessica I. James, in absentia. Sarah Lawson, cum laude.
Oh, boy.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Megan Lauren Miller.
Megan, congratulations. Well done.
Travis Wayne Oliver.
Good job, Travis.
Brent Alexander Peavy. Cameron A. Peavy. Amber Nicole Phillips.
Well done, Amber. Congratulations.
Brittany Rangel.
Brittany, congratulations.
Evan A. Reed.
Congratulations, Evan. Good luck.
Catherine E. Wallace.
Congratulations.
Ryan Welch.
Ryan, congratulations.
Caitlin Schneider Willett, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Caitlin, congratulations.
Elizabeth Ann Wofford, cum laude.
Elizabeth,
Kelsey
congratulations.
Elizabeth Wolf. For the Bachelor of Music, Ian Christian William Anderson, cum laude.
Four names.
Stephanie May Lee Bull, cum laude. Gwendolyn K. Gustafson, summa cum laude. For the Bachelor of Science, Tiffany Louise Bogish, summa cum laude. Mason Briscoe IV.
Mason, congratulations.
Tyler Thomas Bull.
Tyler, congratulations.
Timothy Austin Canalicchio, cum laude.
Timothy, congratulations. Well done.
Connor Allen Capdo.
Congratulations, Connor.
Keely Brooke Codry, receiving 2 Bachelor of Science degrees.
Well done, Keely.
Allison Laura Clark, summa cum laude.
Congratulations, Ellen.
Fernando Emilio Coronado.
Congratulations, Fernando.
Carlos Andre Cortez.
Carlos, well done. Good luck.
Carrie Allen Culberson.
Carrie, congratulations.
George William Davis, Jr.
Well done, George.
Alex Jordan Donegan. Caleb Duff.
Caleb, nice job. Congratulations.
Crystal Espinosa Casares, cum laude. Cassandra Jean Fauché, summa cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Well done, Cassandra. Congratulations.
Rachel Marie Friedman, cum laude. Matthew Taylor Galloway, magna cum laude.
Matthew, well done.
Jessica N. Garcia, cum laude in absentia. Carly Rose Green, cum laude.
Carly, congratulations.
Brandy Lynette Halisack, summa cum laude.
Brandy, congratulations.
Ashley Ann Hayes.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Sarah Elizabeth Haynes, cum laude.
Sarah.
Hannah Grace Holt.
Congratulations.
Ryan Thomas Huffman. Amanda Faye Iverson.
Amanda, well done.
Tanner Lee Jones.
Tanner, well done. Congratulations.
Derek Kyle Canis, magna cum laude.
Congratulations, Derek. Great job.
Christopher Steiner, cum laude.
Well done, Christopher.
Ashley Kropp, cum laude.
Ashley, well done.
Christina Elizabeth Landry.
Congratulations.
Rachel Diane Latimer, summa cum laude.
Congratulations.
Amy Elaine Lees.
Well done, Amy. Congratulations.
Robert Joseph Mandujano.
Robert, well done. Congratulations.
Brett Austin Martin.
Brett, congratulations.
Catherine Nicole McKinley.
Well done, Catherine. Congratulations.
Ashley Wynn Meadows, summa cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Pretty heavy. Congratulations.
Matthew T. Middlestott, magna cum laude, receiving 2 Bachelor of Science degrees.
Matthew, congratulations.
Henry Lewis Moon, cum laude. Claudia Gonzalez Morcacho, cum laude. Justin Thomas Nadeau, receiving 2 Bachelor of Science degrees.
Justin, congratulations.
Zachary Edward Ojeda. Megan McCall Patterson, magna cum laude.
Congratulations.
Brandon Keith Poole. Leanne Nicole Radicke. Emily Kristen Rennert, magna cum laude. Colton Ryan Riedel, cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Well done, Colton. Congratulations.
Michelle Roberts, magna cum laude.
Well done, Michelle.
Sandra Jane Roberts, magna cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Sandra, congratulations.
Felicia Irene Rodriguez.
Alicia, congratulations.
Shane A. Ruiz.
Well done, Shane. Congratulations.
Michelle Sasser, cum laude.
Congratulations, Michelle.
Katie Lynn Scott.
Hey, Katie, congratulations.
Jonathan Joseph Silva. Clayton Emil Smith.
Good luck with this guy.
Bradley Snowden. Aomonte Z. Summerall.
Congratulations.
Janae Elizabeth Thompson.
Congratulations.
Keelan Tracy, cum laude.
Congratulations.
Justin Allen Turner, cum laude.
Justin, congratulations.
Daisy Elizabeth Ann Vasquez, magna cum laude.
Congratulations.
Kayla Allison Vaught, cum laude. Melissa Lee Vigato.
Well done, Melissa.
Brianne Nicole Vincent.
Brianne, well done. Congratulations.
Jenna Whitley.
Jenna, congratulations.
And Amanda Marilyn Wilms, magna cum laude.
Last but not least, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of May 2014.
Well, it's time for you to go, but we're going to miss you a lot. We really are. And please allow me just a couple of minutes to say goodbye to the class of 2014. I have conferred upon you your degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Translation is that your degree is going to benefit you personally a lot, but we also expect you to give back and that you will order your life in a way that brings credit to your alma mater. In short, we challenge you to follow the example of alumni like these we have honored tonight, Al, Eloy, and Vern. I believe this class has many who will be honored as distinguished alumni and with honorary doctorates. We've always measured our success not by grades and honors and championships that you've accumulated as undergraduates, but by what you do after you leave. And despite the insistence of college rankings and federal agencies, we can't know how well we've done our jobs for a while. But the early indicators are promising. The class of 2014 put up some impressive numbers. Most of you entered TLU 4 years ago as part of one of our smallest freshman classes, but what you lacked in size, you more than made up for. First things first, you took care of business in the classroom. Your retention rate was the highest that we've had in a decade. Right? This graduating class has an overall GPA of 3.2, and 7 of you had a perfect 4.0. But that TLU experience went far beyond the 16 hours a week you spent in the classroom. Class of 2014 contributed over 31,000 hours of volunteer service. 86% of you participated in at least one student organization or athletic team. Over the last 4 years, the Bulldogs compiled a winning percentage of 510 and won 499 games and counting. We need one more by the softball team tonight to get to 500. I don't want to put any added pressure on the girls, but that would be our 500th win in 4 years. You earned 9 conference championships in 6 sports, 2 conferences, and collected 177 all-conference honors. You took up the challenge to experience strange and exotic cultures. 25 studied abroad in 15 different countries, and 1 in perhaps the most strange and exotic culture of all, Washington, D.C. Am I right, Eloy? 67% applied their classroom work in internships. 6 of you were chosen for the new Black and Gold President's Council, where you impressed our guests at presidential events and you learned which fork to use. Here's one I didn't know we kept track of. This class gained approximately 1,000 pounds its first semester. 56% were inducted into academic honor societies, and several more than one. And you made hundreds of new acquaintances and several very close friends who will remain close to you for the rest of your lives. Beyond the numbers, class of 2014 experience was unique. You were greeted as freshmen by President Vogel, who constantly reminded you that it was a great day to be a Bulldog. He made you believe, and he was right, it was a great 4 years. You watched Centennial Hall go up and the sidewalks go down. You led the revival of Bulldog football, women's basketball, and softball, and extended the perfect record of women's track and field championships. You were inspired at chapel by Morning Strings, and you were moved by Pastor Ronning's final chapel message. And you gave Chef Ernest a standing ovation at the opening convocation the week after he won the Chopped competition on the Food Network. You impressed us and probably yourselves with the quality of your research at Student Academic Symposium. You really had a unique senior homecoming, groundbreaking of the athletic complex, then the football game that was canceled due to lightning, and you had to crown the homecoming queen Elisa and King Brian in a high school gym. You were at the first night game at Cat Isbell Field, the dedication of Ed Cruzy Stadium, and you felt the excitement as the goalposts appeared. And not to forget the new disc golf course. Beyond these common experiences, each of you has your own story. One of the growing traditions here is ringing the victory bell at special times. All this week during final exams, we could hear that bell being rung at random times. It brought smiles to our faces because of what it likely meant. Somebody was going to graduate, probably someone who had to overcome some adversity and did not take that accomplishment lightly. On a personal note, Michelle and I are going to miss you a lot. You've been with us all 3 of our years at TLU, and we feel like we know each of you. We're going to miss Janisha's smile, Ashley's intensity, Victoria's confidence, Natasha and Troy's leadership, Kyle's determination, Justin's voice, Ian's trombone, and Ashley's Greek. And I know Michelle will miss working with Rachel, Amy, Sandra, Katie, Bradley, and Brandy. A lot of talent has walked across this stage tonight, and we're all sharing the same thought. How are we going to replace you next fall? We wish you a successful life, but not perfect. We have prepared you for lifelong learning, and nothing teaches like failure, unless you give up. Don't do that. Respect authority, but don't accept the status quo. Stay curious. Cultivate your ambition, not to glorify yourself, but to serve others and thereby glorify God. Teach and preach and be a role model. Get rich and then give it all away. Okay, now to go. But return often, and when you have good news, come back and ring the victory bell. 14 times. When you ring 14 times, we'll know it's the class of 2014. Godspeed to the class of 2014.
Thanks, guys. Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. Dear God, we come to you on this day with our hearts filled of excitement, nerves, and joy. But most importantly, we come with our hearts lifted to you. Throughout our time on this campus, we are positive that you have loved us through the highs and lows of college. Lord, on behalf of my classmates, I ask that you help us recognize the significance of this important milestone in our lives and watch over us as we graduate from Texas Lutheran University. We are here today with our bodies filled of appreciation. We are grateful for the support from our families, friends, and loved ones. We are thankful for the friendships we have made and the bonds that have made us who we are now. We understand now why the faculty, staff, and administrators challenged us. We are grateful for the support, for the inspiration to learn, love, and serve, and hope to carry those lessons as we move forward. But we also thank them for believing in us when we doubted ourselves. Our greatest prayer today is that we continue to be lifelong learners who recognize the need to constantly discover more about you. As we think about life-changing decisions that need to be made about jobs, homes, marriages, and graduate schools, may we seek and find your direction. And after we have made these decisions, may we seek your daily help to faithfully live out our chosen callings. Lord, as we leave the security and comfort of Texas Lutheran, I pray that you help us hold on to the confidence that your love will be with us wherever we go. Help us maintain the desire of your love as we continue to grow as women and men. May we always want and choose what leads to the deepening of your life in us. Today is the day the Lord has made as graduation day for the class of 2014 at Texas Lutheran University. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Amen.
Students at TLU engage in high-impact educational experiences that include civic engagement, aesthetic expression, critical thinking, and a focus on intercultural knowledge in a community that welcomes the interplay of faith and reason.